the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please silence your cell phone. Miss, Little, you have roll call, please.
Mayor Plummer,
Here.
Commissioner Brooks.
Here.
Commissioner Fields.
Here.
Commissioner Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Galbraith.
Here.
We have a quorum and ready for the transaction of business.
Thank you. Mr. Belcher?
Morning, Mayor. Morning, everyone. Thank you all. Morning, everyone. We will proceed with item 4A, reading and approval of the minutes of the regular meeting for August 11th, 2026. Any additions or corrections to those minutes?
So, second.
If not, we got a motion to approve. Commissioner Brooks, second by the mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, 5A, levy of 2026-27 ad valorem taxes and discount. I think Brian will talk through those ordinances at first reading.
Yes, I think what we'll do is I'll just go ahead and read all of these for the first reading, and then you all can have your discussions and chart your path forward. So with your indulgence, this, if adopted, will be ordinance 2026-10, an ordinance levying City of Paris ad valorem taxes for general municipal purposes for the fiscal year of 2026-2027 on real property within the taxing jurisdiction of the City of Paris, which shall be assessed at the rate of $0.1190 per $100 of assessed valuation. Be it ordained by the City of Paris, Section 1, that for the purpose of general support of the government of the City of Paris and payment of its debts and expenses for the fiscal year 26-27, there be and hereby are levied ad valorem taxes on each $100 of the July 1, 2026 assessed valuation by the Bourbon County Property Valuation Administrator of all real property within the taxing jurisdiction of the City of Paris, which shall be at the rate of $0.1190. Section 2, all taxes not paid by 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 30th day of December 2026 shall be subject to a penalty of 10% plus interest at the rate of 12% per annum. This ordinance shall take effect upon its passage and publication in full as required by law with an effective date of July 1, 2026. The next ordinance is on personal property excluding motor vehicles and watercraft, which would be ordinance 26-11, an ordinance levying City of Paris ad valorem taxes for general municipal purposes for the fiscal year of 2026 to 2027 on personal property other than motor vehicles and watercraft within the taxing jurisdiction of the City of Paris shall be at the rate of $0.2280 per $100 of assessed valuation. Be it ordained by the City of Paris that for the purpose of general support of the government of the City of Paris and the payment of its debts and expenses for the fiscal year 2026-2027, there be and hereby are levied ad valorem taxes on each $100 of the January 1, 2026 assessed valuation by the Bourbon County Property Valuation Administrator of all personal property other than motor vehicles and watercraft within the taxing jurisdiction of the City of Paris, which shall be at the rate of $0.2280. All taxes not paid by 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 30th day of December 2026 shall be subject to a penalty of 10% plus interest at the rate of 12% per annum. This ordinance shall take effect on its passage and publication in full as required by law with an effective date of July 1, 2026. So the property taxes look to 26, the vehicle taxes look to 2027, which is this third ordinance, which when adopted would be 2026-12, an ordinance levying City of Paris ad valorem taxes for general municipal purposes for the calendar year of 2027 on motor vehicles and watercraft within the taxing jurisdiction of the City of Paris shall be at the rate of $0.17 per $100 of assessed valuation. Be it ordained by the City of Paris that for the purpose of general support of the government of the City of Paris on the payment of its debts and expenses for the calendar year of 2027, there being and hereby are levied ad valorem taxes on each $100 of the January 1, 2027 assessed valuation by the Bourbon County Property Valuation Administrator of all motor vehicles and watercraft within the taxing jurisdiction of the city of Paris, which shall be at the rate of $0.17. This ordinance shall take effect upon its passage and publication in full as required by law on the effective date of January 1, 2027. And then the next ordinance here is the early discount that you all have provided for several years now, which when adopted would be ordinance 2026-13, an ordinance providing discount to all real property tax. Whereas the city has adopted ordinance 2026-10, establish the ad valorem tax to be calculated and due for real property in the city, and whereas KRS 91A0702D permits the city to establish by ordinance a discount for early payment of ad valorem taxes. Now therefore be it ordained by the City of Paris City Commission as follows. The Board of Commissioners of the City of Paris desires to allot for a discount for the early payment of ad valorem taxes on real property. Any 2026 real property ad valorem tax that is paid in full on or before November 30, 2026 shall be discounted by the amount of 2%. In order to qualify for the discount under this ordinance, the entire discounted payment must be received by the city at its municipal building, 525 High Street, no later than 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday, November 30, 2026. So this follows as it's been written in the past, that is received, not postmarked. And that's all for this section.
Any discussion? Any questions for the commission or for Brad?
The only thing I was going to add is I kind of went through and looked at this, and the tax rate for our property tax for the total for the city is somewhere about $53,000 over what we earned or we're going to get this current year. And then it means $6.70 per $100,000. So that would be the new rate. It would be $6.70 more than it was this year. So just wanted everybody to know.
On 100,000.
On $100,000. On $100,000? Yes.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, so on the scheduled part of this, we need to do a second reading. However, with the 4% rate increase, we do have to publish this in the paper for 2 consecutive weeks, which kind of puts us a little bit past our next regular scheduled meeting on September 8th. What we have right now is proposed is to do a special call meeting and public hearing Friday, September 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning. So unfortunately, we're kind of got some date constraints here because once we run the ads, we have to do the public hearing within 7 to 10 days of that ad. So the 10th day puts us into Sunday on that kind of a notification. So and Thursday's pretty much too early as far as September 10th to do that public hearing and then second reading. So kind of it has to fall on that Friday.
September the 11th.
September the 11th at 9.
That work?
Yeah.
And we'll just do the second readings of all.
Anything else further on that than this first reading? Okay. All right, item 5B, first reading of ordinance 2026-14, Kentucky Bond Corporation. Brad, do you want to talk about what you did?
If you want to do the reading, then I can.
Sure. So back in 2024, as part of the bond proceeds for the sewer project, there was a definition in that ordinance, and of course, you all have now reallocated some money to a different sewer project, an additional sewer project, I should say. So the bond council, we've shared that information. What this ordinance does is amends the definition of the word project to make sure that the new additional Ford's Mill is included within all of that. So just a little bit of housekeeping work. It's not changing anything that you all have not previously decided. So this is an ordinance which will be 26-14, an ordinance of the City of Paris amending the definition of the word project in ordinance 2024-1 of the city dated February 27, 2024, in order to allow the monies received under the city's general obligation lease agreement entered into with the Kentucky Bond Corporation dated March 27, 2024, to be applied to pay the cost of an additional public project. And then bond council has drafted that ordinance, which tidies everything up, and then there'll be an amendment. It's called a lease agreement, even though it's a bond proceed. So there'll be an amendment to that lease agreement, which after you all pass this next time, Mayor can sign.
Any questions on that? That is first reading. Thank you, Brian. Brad. All right, moving on to item 6A through, it's like N of our consent agenda. We get a motion in a second, then we can have some discussion on a couple of items. I think I have some, and then others may have. Got a motion to approve? Second. Second, I think Commissioner Brooks beat you to it, Stan. So, motion and second. The only thing that I wanted to raise up and lift is we did have, and we do have with us Bell Engineering as well as representatives from Divine Spirits. We're moving forward with that water tank project, that economic development project. Megan or Victor or Randall, got any comments beyond that? We're just moving forward with the selection of the design firm on that project, right? So there'll be subsequent follow-up moving forward with that project, and that project's being administered by Bluegrass Ad. Anything else?
Everything's moving forward smoothly. I appreciate your assistance and help.
All right. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
And then the other, I did want to introduce Chief, if you want to introduce Ernie, who is well known to all, I'm sure,
Yeah,
but I
Ernie,
did want to introduce him.
okay, yeah. Ernie has been nominated to be the 911 director. We had an extensive process, very qualified. Has a background in, when did you start?
It's been 21 years now.
In 21 years, and went across several different agencies, state places, and made his way back in Paris. So he's going to take that ship over, and he'll do a good job down there.
Well deserved. Ernie, anything?
Congratulations, Ernie.
I don't know if I can express how much of an honor it is. I mean, this is where our family's from, so. And I've got great people that work for me, so it's not going, I said, it's kind of like a dream job. I'm just not sure if it's a nightmare or a good dream. I love it. I'm really proud to be here. I'm excited for this honor.
It's gonna be one of those dreams, there's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congrats. Thank you, Ernie. That's all I had. Any other member of the commission want to discuss any other items?
Can we,
on the agenda? Yes, sir.
Hear from the chief about the pediatric congestion and inhalation of controlled substances.
Chief or Brian can chime in if necessary.
Yeah, that was legislation that passed this year. It is now mandatory to have a policy that when we, a strict reporting policy, you have to have the guidelines you have to do now for that pediatric congestion. So legislature just passed that. I sent it to the city attorney to review and go over our new policy, so that's why that's going into effect.
Any other questions? Any other items on the consent agenda? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by the mayor, second by Commissioner Brooks. You already did. I don't.
You've done it already.
All right, moving on. Down the line.
Just vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Smooth. All right. Thank you for keeping me in check. All right.
Thanks, Ernie.
Item 7A, thank you, Ernie. Item 7A, July financials. Brad?
All right, thank you. So on page 94, we'll have the cash balances there for the general fund. You can see operating was at 1.6 million at the end of July. Our total investments were at 10,724,000 at the end of July as well. Total cash balances were at 12,551,262. We look at same time last year, you can see roughly about a $500,000 increase in our cash balance, and also kind of looking back at our balances at the end of June, probably seeing about a $700,000 increase as well too. So, and July is one of those months where we're having a lot of the payroll taxes come in, and insurance proceeds as well too. So that's why we see a pretty good cash collections here in the month of July. And then moving on to the next page, as far as budget to actual goes, obviously just first month into the fiscal year. So we do have total revenues at $1,926,000 at the end of July, with expenditures at $1,541,000. Leaves us with revenues over expenditures of $384,671. I think on the general fund, we only have probably about 30 to 40,000 outstanding in POs right now. So that number, as far as revenues over expenses, is really close at this point in time. Not a lot of encumbered amounts. Just kind of go back to up to revenues as well. When we look at last year, for the fiscal year 26 column, you can see we're at $1,786,000. So once again, about $150,000, $160,000 increase year over year as far as on revenues go. And then just kind of want to point that out when you look at page 97, even though we did have a little bit of a decrease, so once again, revenues are 1.6 million as far as our main tax revenues go. You can see from the same time last year, we're at 1.4, just under 1.5 million in tax collections. Kind of go back through 2022, you're still seeing that overall just increase year over year. And then also too, just kind of looking at where we're at this same time last year, we were total at 9.5 or 9.6 million. We're up to about 10.6 million for this year. So pretty good increase. I think we'll kind of see that even out a little bit in August as far as just some timing on cash collections. But like I said, for July, we're always seeing those payroll taxes kind of come in. So it's always a good month to get the year started off with. And then down on our utility fund, which is down on page 103. See, we have total cash at $5,896,000 at the end of the year. $656,000 was in operating funds. Total investments were at $2,560,000. Our restricted cash was at $2,679,000. Just want to point out there that you see 2.4 million is in the Kentucky bond proceeds. And that's why we do want to kind of switch those over to the Ford's Mill. I think we're projecting to use about 1.9 of those bond proceeds. So hopefully we'll have some left over for some other projects as well too. And then moving on to the next page, 104. So hold on a second, I'm kind of crazy. You'll see total revenues for the month of July, we're at $1,449,000. Our expenditures were at $1,809,000, leaving us expenses over revenues by $359,761. We have about 380, close to 400,000 in outstanding purchase orders that are in those expenditure numbers. So, and a lot of those will pretty much carry out throughout the year. Largest PO outstanding right now is for our chemicals for water plant and sewer treatment. And like I said, those we just have blanks out there. So, but we have those in our expenditure numbers. So really, even though we are showing a loss in the utility fund right now, we are still in pretty good shape from a cash collection side on that as well too. So those are the financials for July. Entertain any questions?
Questions? The financials. If not, we got a motion by Commissioner Brooks to second by Commissioner Galbraith. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Brad. All right. 8, reports from outside agencies. Who wants to go first?
You're making our contact.
I'm looking at you, Allison.
Mrs. Bishop.
Morning.
Morning and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so big announcement. I'm no longer, I'm now Allison Bishop, so little name change there.
You're still Allison.
I'm still Allison, but just a different last name, so. Yeah, so that happened over the weekend. Last week was sort of a short week, so I've got a short report. But we've been busy in the chamber with new members. We have 8 new members just for this month, 10 in the last 30 days. So I've been out kind of meeting with some of the new businesses, and that's really obviously paid off. So wanted to kind of hit on the new members really quickly. Chenault Vineyards out of Richmond, Kentucky joined our chamber. We're gonna go down mid-October, so I'll get that information out when it comes. But mid-October, we're gonna go down and do a ribbon cutting at their amphitheater. That'll be their 10-year anniversary. So they've joined the chamber, and primarily they're wanting to just expand into neighboring counties, but they also were at Festival on Fifth for all 3 dates this past summer, and it was an awesome addition to Festival on Fifth, having the wine and the wine slushies, and we got lots of great feedback. So they're excited to get more active in our community. I met last week with Thoroughbred Vintage, which is the new retail store that's going in down beside Happy People on Main Street. Tucker and Kaylee are the owners of that. They're a younger couple. They are doing primarily, so they call it vintage clothing, and then they say it's like late 90s to early 2000s, so then that makes me feel super old. But it's going to be a really cool addition to downtown. They are looking at grand opening the weekend of Legends Bourbon County Festival. So again, we'll keep you posted on that. We do have 2 new home repair construction type companies, Barker Home Repair and Inman LLC. Skin Studio Aesthetics, she just moved in down across from the courthouse. So she does facials and brows and permanent jewelry and things like that. And then keeping with the aesthetics area, we've got Kendra Scott Hair, and then nails by Karen Ernest. And then lastly for August is Nostos. So and this kind of ties in with my report, Nostos they do not have a brick and mortar here in Paris, but they're basically trying to, again, expand into as many of the central Kentucky towns as they can. Their ribbon cutting is this Friday at 11 a.m. And because they don't have a brick and mortar, we're going to host them at the chamber office. So he'll do a quick tutorial of what Nostos is, but just to kind of give you all an idea, because people are asking. It's a lost and found service. So they have little stickers, and I've got them all over everything I have. So they have a sticker and there's also like decals that you can iron on patches. The stickers, there's keychains, all kinds of different ways to display these stickers. And it has a QR code, and that QR code is then connected with your own personal account. So let's say I lose my phone. There's a sticker on the back of my phone that says scan to return me. So I'm a good citizen. Stan picks up my phone, he scans it, it pulls up a web page where he literally just says, I found your phone at the chamber, the commission chambers. And then he takes a picture of it, and that's it. Then I get an email with a picture of my phone that says it's been found at the commission chambers. So they're a new business. I've gotten them connected with Bourbon County School of Paris. I've been trying to connect them with as many schools as possible because it is a really cool business. So we'll have them hosted at the chamber on Friday. Let's see, on Tuesday, the 1st, just kind of looking ahead between now and when I see you all again, I will be going to Bourbon County High School to talk to their business class. So it's like a pathway that they have there. And I typically will go in and talk about, your career, not necessarily being linear. So I'll kind of give my journey. And then I do talk about the chamber and how the chamber supports businesses here in Paris and Bourbon County. And then I also, of course, plug Leadership Bourbon County. So I'll be doing that. I did want to remind you all that Dr. Copeland's birthday party is on the 2nd, September 2nd, namely Mayor, from 2 to 4 at Lil's. Of course, we did get the proclamation taken care of. Thank you for that. And would love to have anybody there that is available, again, namely the mayor. So put that on your calendar. And then lastly is, and this, we'll see each other again before this, but our next Coffee and Commerce is actually going to be in Millersburg. So we're taking it to Millersburg to Mustard Seed Hill. Because of the Labor Day holiday, instead of doing it the first Friday in September, we're doing it the second Friday, which falls on the day that you'll have a second reading. So it's on 9/11. And it's at 9. So sorry, we'll be able to go there. But anyway, so that'll be at Mustard Seed Hill. We have Johnson Hospitality Group coming. Of course, Mustard Seed Hill will be the presenting host. Johnson Hospitality Group, which is Mustard Seed Hill's preferred caterer. And then the Mill Yard, they will be the 2 business spotlights. And then I do think we're going to get Mayor Hopkins to come and talk just about Millersburg, the growth, plans, things that they have going on. So that'll be our next Coffee and Commerce. And I believe that's all I've got for today. I said it was short, but it wasn't.
Any questions for Allison? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alice, for your congratulations.
Thank you.
Dave, do you have anything to report? Sure.
Come on.
Always. First off, good news. Well, everything I'm gonna say is good news. You all remember me talking about the mural, the community-wide mural where people are doing faces, and it's gonna be on the side of the station. The goal was 300 for a while. It looked like we'd never get there. Y'all, they got 400 faces. So, and had to close it because there's no more room. So, that's really good. It's going to be unveiled on September 25th. Time will be announced, but that's also the same evening as the farmer's market is doing Meet Me in Paris. So there'll be a nice event. There'll be the mural unveiling and then that event, which leads into the 26th and 27th, which is Legends of Bourbon County Festival. So there'll be something going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As you know, or if you don't, you haven't driven down Main Street, Jamie Corum is doing Ruffian, and it's already getting lots of chatter and talk, and I got a hold of Ellen Ice from LEX 18/36, and I think they have set up some kind of meetings to interview her. So we'll be getting some publicity from that. Paddock to Post is expanding their inventory, and there's a shop in Georgetown that lots of people in the horse industry know about. It's called Riders Up. They are leaving Georgetown and coming to Paris. So they will be in the back of Paddock to Post, some of her things, and they've moved here. So we got a local resident, and some of her work includes the jockey that is in front of our office, which she did complimentary months ago. So she's very good. They do small jockeys, big jockeys. She does all kinds of other things. So that's going to be a nice draw for Paris. And then I guess you all just might want to call us Little Hollywood because it's like crazy with the movies that are being filmed here. You all know there's one being filmed currently, and if people are driving by, they were filming at Chris and Pointer and Andy's house yesterday. They will be at Presbyterian, back again there today. They'll be at Presbyterian Church tomorrow, and then they're gonna be on Main Street. So, I hope it's gonna look like Christmas down there, so, they seem to be having a good experience. Also, after that, they've got a movie that the same crew's doing another movie, they don't have a name for it yet. Last week, another producer came in, Charles Berg, that we had originally met with before Wallace, the baseball movie. And, he came back, scouted more locations. They're gonna do, the baseball movie, and they're gonna do a movie called Debt Collectors 3, and they're going to make Bourbon County look like Los Angeles, so that should be interesting. He said they can do lots of things with the green screen, and they need alleys, so we've got something going on in the alley. Plus maybe 2 more, so that's like 6 movies.
In the pipeline.
In the what? Yes.
Well,
yes.
thank you for all your work on that, and I know, you worked very hard to make those connections.
Thank you. Oh, and we've also been working on getting the guidelines for film and entertainment
Working
done.
with the county on those.
Yes,
They will
city and the
be
county.
coming
on it.
before the
Yeah.
option because of all the activity, we need to set forth some guidelines regarding entertainment.
And it's in
So we're
final
working on
reading.
those, Stephanie and Kim.
Kim and
so
Jessica.
Whole committee in the county as well, so.
So they're in the final review. Today, we're meeting the executive producer, and tomorrow, the head of the Great American Movie Channel is gonna be in town. So, big things,
Good deal.
big things.
Any questions for Betty Ann? Thank you again, Betty.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Vanessa, did you have anything to report?
Right.
All right. Thank you. The sheriff with us? No, he's not here today. All right. Any reports from staff? I think Michelle is also out. Any reports from staff? Anything?
We're still working on solutions for cybersecurity by the cemetery. We're getting some quotes and prices on different things, so, we haven't stopped, we're just getting prices, different ideas from different people, so what best option.
Thank you, Mike. Any other reports? Chief, anything? The only thing that I would add, we do have, Howard Moran with us. Howard is retiring after, 27 years, Howard? Plus? 22? Okay, all right, well, Howard's well-deserved for those who know Howard and work with Howard. Great person, employee, and just an all-around, just good guy. And he's retiring. For those who will stick around after go ahead, Mike.
He's been a great guy. Y'all probably know him. Y'all saw him on trash truck for many years before he moved over to Public Works. He's always took whatever job we give him. He never argues about it. He's always done a great job. And, we do some pretty different jobs around here. He's been very loyal and all.
That's one way to look at
it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna miss him. He's been a great part of the team, but we understand what it is to move on, so, but yeah, my whole department wants to congratulate him for being such a great employee and for retiring, so.
Thank you, Howard. Effective at the end of this month, right, Howard? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Effective? Yep. And for everyone, I encourage everyone to stick around. We've got a parting gift and just, we want to congratulate him again and appreciate all of his service to the city, so. That's all I had. Kimberly, did you have anything? Madam Clerk?
I will follow Betty Ann and give a brief Pumpkin Festival update. Pumpkin Festival is gonna be quite large. Right now, coming into here, we had 127 vendors signed up this year. I have had to wait list at least 10 people over the weekend due to not having enough electricity downtown. So we are looking to be big. We are doing a large nod to America 250. We will have military down there. We will have vehicles down there. The Legacy of Freedom is Friday night before. The city has a table there. We have a lot of people coming in for that event. It's going to be a very nice event. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, please get them. There are limited tickets for that event. We will have the VA there to help veterans with insurance questions, health questions. We have the Kentucky Career Center going to be there helping find veterans work after leaving the military. So there's going to be a lot of things. We will have Jason's Box there, which offers outdoor activities for veterans with severe things that happened to them during the military. So we have a lot happening with Pumpkin Festival this year. I'm pretty excited. Wish we could get a little more electric downtown, but it is what it is. But right now we're looking at 4th Street. We may have to expand further up the street, possibly. But right now the city has approved us to 4th Street.
You know, we used to go all the way to A Street, just packed on both sides. I'd love to see that again, but
We need electric.
yeah,
So
is it just, what's the difference?
it's the screw for the food trucks. It makes a certain prawn plug.
So we're using more power now than we were then.
Is the demand.
Yeah, there's more food trucks than used to
And the
be.
type of, the plug, that's.
Even just 110 plugs. We don't have 110 plugs
Okay.
down through Main Street, but
Well,
eventually.
thank you for all your work on that. Ryan, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Brad, did you have anything for Mayor, did you have anything? Commissioner Brooks? Commissioner Fields? Anything?
I know it was in the consent agenda, but I thought we'd publicly say what the Halloween hours are and.
Yes, thank you. Saturday, October 31st. I don't have that right. Six to eight, I think.
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Correct. Yeah, rain or shine, October 31st, 6 to 8.
Then,
The Halloween trick or treat.
Halloween.
Thank you, Commissioner Gray.
and Mike, back to the light on the bypass.
We were working on that letter, me and Matt,
And we have a meeting Friday with the district engineer. I got a text, I need to give that to Ryan, but Gordon, we're hosting the engineer back again
Awesome.
on Friday.
Okay.
And we are going to drive to that box and we're going to discuss
Just tell them to hit a couple of digits there and change the daggone light.
the program. Yeah, but I didn't get that text yesterday. We're
All right,
hosting
that's all I have.
them back in town. Commissioner Galbraith, anything?
No, are we going into executive?
Yeah, I
session?
was going to come back to Brian.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Okay.
that's a good segue.
No,
So,
let's-
Brian,
Yeah, it's not for a individual employee matter though. This is gonna be for real property acquisition, so if you would, if somebody would make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810(1)B for discussion and deliberation on the future acquisition of real property, as the publicity of the discussion would likely affect the value of a specific piece of property to be acquired for public use.
So the motion by Commissioner Brooks, we have a second by Commissioner Gray. All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries. Take a break and we'll go into executive